Continuing our review series for the latest X-Men comics written by Jonathan Hickman, we've got House of X #2 this week. It's almost a day old now, so everyone's read it. I'm sure you've read it, right, honey?
It's on my next.
Oh, so good. Although I did give you a recap, and did it make much sense as a plot?
Yeah, I mean, at first when you were telling me about it, I was a little confused on how she's like trying to accomplish this goal. I don't get it yet.
Right, so to bring everyone up to speed, spoiler alert, spoiler warning if you haven't read House of X2 yet, but this is a Moira MacTaggert centric issue. Everyone's favorite human. Wait, record scratch. It turns out she was a mutant the whole time.
Whoa!
With the mutant power of every time she dies, she has to live her life again. Well, I mean, has to live her life or gets to live her life. I mean, what would be your opinion? If that was your power, is that a plus or a negative?
I guess it just depends on how far I got.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're playing a video game, like being able to come back to where you started or not and having to start all over again. You know, you're not going to want to start all over again.
I think the challenging thing for Moira is that she has all her memories as soon as she reboots, I guess. So she's like she's in the womb, she's a fetus, and she's like, oh, okay, well, I remember everything. Guess I gotta wait to be born. And then they make a point in the book of saying like her X gene activates at puberty, same as everyone else. So if she were to die before puberty, she wouldn't be reborn, I guess.
Oh, yikes.
And this is all based, there's a character called Destiny who works with Mystique, who can see the future. So she's telling Moira all this in like her second life, I think. Because she has a normal first life, and then her second life is like, I don't care for this, I don't want to be a mutant, I don't like mutants, I'm going to get rid of the mutant gene. And then Mystique and Destiny show up and say, hey, you better not try that. And you don't have infinity lives, you've only got 11, you got to make sure that humans and mutants get along within these 11 lives maximum. So then she spends the next couple lives getting rid of, or trying to get rid of, mutant enemies, like the Sentinels are a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she, at one point, becomes like a sniper and goes out and is just like shooting down all the humans that would ever make Sentinels.
And how'd that work for her?
It didn't work well, because as it turns out, like AI, as they say, is inevitable. Artificial intelligence, like mutant killer robots, will always come about. Someone made a comment online, and I agree with this, that I think instead of just saying it was the Sentinels every time, maybe it should have been a different AI, because, you know, they have like, in Marvel, there's Ultron is another option for like a bad robot.
Right.
But they just stuck with Sentinels each time.
Okay.
And then what I thought was the most interesting life was the Apocalypse life, and that's what I'm drawing today. So in this one, she goes after Apocalypse to get his help and becomes, I guess, Mrs. Apocalypse, because she's just got his costume too, which is like, I guess it's the equivalent of when you get married, you take someone's last name.
Oh, okay.
Like when we got married, did you think I should get a belt buckle with a big E for Evan on it?
No. I got a little necklace though.
Oh, that's cute. But she got that. You can see me. It's up here, drawing it right now. She got the Apocalypse costume. And the weird thing about this one is that there's no clear death in this timeline. So it just kind of keeps going as far as we know, but she does have a 10th life. So how did she die? What do you think?
One of the 4 horsemen got her.
Oh yeah? One of the other jealous horsemen?
Maybe.
Jealous of Mrs. Apocalypse?
Maybe, or maybe Apocalypse was like, you know what? You too, girl.
Oh! Or maybe this is another fan theory that I'm going to subscribe to. It's all part of the plan. Like Apocalypse says to her, like, this isn't working. You've got to die and go back and try a different way. And so that, maybe, like this is just speculation.
Yeah.
Then she goes back and teams up with Professor X. And the cliffhanger in this is like, we got to break all the rules. So I guess breaking the rules would include waking up Apocalypse and teaming up with him and everybody, and him being a good guy. Which they have done before.
Okay.
And
how'd that work out?
Oh, well, it's funny. I haven't mentioned this to you yet, but when they had a a reboot version, like a young kid Apocalypse in an old X-Force comic, and his name was Evan, which I always thought was weird. But it was, I mean, it just felt a little personal. It was like, oh, the worst bad guy of all time's name is Evan? Yeah, I see how it is.
Were you misbehaving at a comic book convention?
Oh, and then they wrote me in?
Yeah.
I don't think that's happened yet. That would be awful. It would be like the worst kind of notoriety in a comic book. Be like, I hate this guy. Let's draw him in as the bad guy. Although they've had contests for that before in different comic books, where it's like you enter the contest and the artist will draw you getting punched by the main character. They've done that, I think, like in Savage Dragon that happened, and a couple of other different titles. Maybe Art T. Bear's Black and White, something. But any other thoughts on the X-Men?
No, not really.
Absolutely not.
I think I just need to wait and see what happens next.
Yeah, or at least see what I draw next, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you like the video, what can people do?
You can subscribe, you can like this video, let us know what you like about it in the comments below.
Mm-hmm. And let us know if you're enjoying Hickman's X-Men series as much as I am, and definitely Alana is. She's loving it almost as much as me.
I'll get right on that.
And until next time, if you want to be a good artist, you got to keep drawing, so draw every day, and we'll see you next time.